Hi there, Vinny from Project Frugal. In this video I'm going to show you how not to get ripped off by online scams, so check it out. With the advent of the internet, the rise of cryptocurrency, online scams seem to be more and more prevalent. One gets shut down and there's always another couple to take its place. So I'm going to take you through a few scenarios and we're going to see what you can do to avoid these situations. In mid-December, I got cold called by a company calling themselves Lionetix. They claimed to have an amazing opportunity to invest in cryptocurrency and they'd supply me with a financial analyst. To cut a long story short, they asked me a bunch of probing questions. They wanted me to invest in cryptocurrency, so they were eager to find out a little bit about me. They started off with some questions like, what sort of work do you do? Have you invested before? We've got an amazing opportunity. And as soon as you tried to question what that opportunity was, they would shut you down, and talk over top of you. You can watch more of that video over here. However, there was a number of factors that led me to believe they were a scam. I didn't take it with a grain of salt that they were who they said they were. I had to do some further investigation and do some digging, and that's what we're going to look at right now. So here we are on the Lionetix website. Looks legit. If we scroll down a bit here, 14,500 clients, 160 experts, that's a lot of experts, and an AED of 7.4 billion. I've got no idea what AED is or AUM. However, that's okay. Now, they claimed that they had been in business for 10 years when they spoke to me. I find that very hard to believe. If we go down a little bit here, you fill out a form. They'll contact you within 48 hours. They've got a Facebook link here. We're going to click on About. What we first see, what we really notice is there's no pictures of any staff members. There's no chief financial officer. There's no chief executive officer. There's no photos of anyone or anyone that you could relate this particular company to. There doesn't appear to be any sort of business registration, so it's an unregistered business by the looks of things. And we do have an address down here. We'll check that out shortly. We've got a UK-based phone number. The company supposedly is based in Warsaw in Poland. Possibly, possibly not. And we've only got one generic support@lionetix.com email address. We go into the contact page. Now, I know for a fact that this particular person here is direct off a website template site. If we were to copy this image, we'll go to Google Images, images.google.com. We've saved the photo off the website. We're now going to click on Upload an Image. We're going to click on Browse to get it from our PC, and we'll upload it and see what we can find. So there we go. Now you can see this guy is all over all sorts of pages, and this will be because they're using a WordPress template. This will be the default picture that comes onto this particular page. Go back and have a look at the Lionetix thing here. And Richard Madsen appears to be a website template guy on a whole swag of sites. Nothing to do with Lionetix whatsoever. So this is their contact details. A smiling guy with a pair of glasses sitting in front of a computer. We go back to the Google search. He's on swags of these. In fact, he's the same consultant. So maybe he's really busy and he's consulting on 4,000 websites by the looks of things. That's surprising. So if that doesn't raise a red flag, I don't know what does. The next thing we'll do is we'll go into whois.com. We'll type in lionetix.com up at the top here in this whois box, and we'll click on the button for go. And we'll see what results we get. So company been in existence for 10 years apparently. Scroll down here. We can see that it was registered on the 29th of April 2021. So that's not even a year. So this is not 10 years. This is not a website that's been up for 10 years. You would assume with the internet being around for so long as it has been that they would have got an internet DNS name, domain name a long time ago, not less than a year ago for this company that's been in existence for 10 years. In fact, online business, which clearly they appear to be, would have the domain name registered when they start pretty much, or just before they started. So April 2021, if we go on to completedns.com/DNS history, -history that is, we chuck in lionetix.com and we click on go on there, we can see that the domain was originally created as lionetix.com in 2004. The domain was dropped, so that probably means that someone who owned Lionetix.com didn't pay the bill or didn't want it anymore. So it got dropped. It was available for picking up again. Someone picked it up in 2014, used it for just over a year, well, by the looks of things, a year, and then dropped it, didn't want to pay for it anymore. 2018, same deal again. Got dropped early in 2021, and then a couple of months later, in May the 1st, it got created again, and it's still currently in existence at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this particular domain name, and I would suggest that they may not renew it. Another thing we can do is we can go onto Trustpilot. We'll have a look at any sort of reviews that we've got for Lionetix.com. We'll just click on the search button, plonk the name in there, do a search, and 24 reviews, average review. Don't read anything into anything that Trustpilot says, because there are a lot of fake profiles on here, and we'll have some examples of that. So Lionetix claimed their Trustpilot profile in November 2021. This is a far cry from a business that's supposedly been around for 10 years. If we go back onto Lionetix and we just go back to their homepage again, and we scroll down, company that's been in business for 10 years, 14,500 clients, 160 experts, they are going to have some Trustpilot reviews, trust me. We'll go back. First review here. When's that? That's a week ago. I can't withdraw. Yep, that sounds about right. So it's probably a legitimate review. Now, not all of these reviews, even if they are 1-star reviews, are actually legitimate. But we'll have a look down. We've got some more reviews here. All bad reviews at the moment. We've got some average reviews here. Now, these are the ones that really interest me for a potential scam website, because we've got Ava Rivera here from Australia. She's done 6 reviews according to this profile. Last review, December 13th, 2021, so approaching a couple of months ago. One of your managers, Rick Wesley, totally lost his mind. Can you explain? If I don't have my POA, I can top up my account. Why should I be stressed by this? And of course, naturally, Lionetix replied straight away, which is very nice of them. Now, the thing that interests me about this is Australia is a first world country. Generally speaking, they have good spelling because they have a very high literacy rate. Good spelling, good reading, all of that sort of stuff. However, this particular person hasn't capitalized anything. Yes, I am a grammar Nazi. Can't spell. If we go into this particular profile for this person, we'll see a common theme, and that's the fact that they've made a review of Lionetix. They've also shopped at some of these places. Kitten D'Amour, I have mentioned that in one of the other videos, or a couple of the other videos, in terms of Trustpilot reviews. Especially if they're young females from Australia, they all shop at Kitten D'Amour to get their fashion and their clothing. So clearly the scammers know who Kitten D'Amour is because they've done some research on it. So this lady has bought a watch, and in fact her first review is October the 5th, and yeah, around about the time when Lionetix came into existence in terms of a public-facing website. So hemp, bags to go, Flash Bay, Lionetix, of course, and Kitten D'Amour, fake profile. And if you go and look this person up on Facebook, I can pretty much guarantee you won't find her anywhere. You might find someone with the same name, that's highly likely, but you won't find this particular picture associated with this particular person. Although, having said that, you may do, but that could also be a fake Facebook profile. So I'm not saying this person is fake. In my opinion, I think they are very fake. Now, if we go and have a look at the Facebook page, their Facebook page has no views, no likes. Oh, it's got 3 followers. Well, that's a bonus. But no one likes any of their posts. Their last post is December the 14th, so we're talking almost 2 months at this stage. If we scroll down to the bottom of their page, it appears that their page was created in mid-November. So there's a red flag right away. A company that's been in business for 10 years, Facebook's been around since, I think, about 2005, roughly when YouTube came out. They would have an online presence if that was the case, but they don't. So the fact that they've got no likes, they've got 3 followers, which I presume are probably their own staff, or scamming staff, should we say, that indicates something's up. So going back to the frequently asked questions on the Lionetix site, what makes them different? We take a modern approach to invest. There is no such thing as a modern approach to invest. It's all investing. It's not modern, it's not traditional, it's just investing. That's all it is. And you got to laugh when you see this statement here. We measure ourselves not only by what we do, but by how we do it. Every action and decision are based on building trust and seeing things through the eyes of our clients. Well, I'd have to say your clients are not happy with you. And finally, in regards to Lionetix, we can go and have a look at this address down here. We know it's in Warsaw in Poland. We know this number here is in the UK. We know they've got a generic email address for a domain name that was only created last year. We can go and have a look at this. So I'm based in Wellington, New Zealand, or close enough to, Lower Hutt actually. We'll chuck that address in. We'll go over to Poland, JetSmart, QuickTime. And we'll go on to the Google Street View, and we're going to go down here. And we know it's number 15, and in fact, here is number 15 here, which is in fact is a urologist. Now, I'm not good at Polish, but I can read between the lines to say what that is. Possibly mammograph, and a bit of chirurgia. So you need a bit of chirurgia, some urology, and some mammograms, and some whatever that word is. I've got no idea. But this is number 15 of this particular street. We've got a theatre. I can work that out. A little bit of graffiti. And if we look up, it looks like these are all apartments, because you can see we've got plants in the windows. We've got curtains drawn or drapes, what have you. So it looks like the business of this particular place is on the bottom floor. And I would suggest that that is certainly not Lionetix or a financial company, as they claim to be. And in fact, we've only got one door over here. So that's a red flag. So that about wraps up my dealings with that particular scam company. I did receive a phone call, cold call from them in mid-December. I led them on a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I was interested in investing, but really I was interested in what sort of scam they were offering. Thick Indian accents, thick West African accents. Do a bit of research. You can't go wrong, and you'll figure out exactly who these guys are. And I can guarantee 100% that these guys are scammers. 100%. So not long after dealing with Lionetix, another week later, after I'd done with them, finally dealt with them, received a few obscene phone calls on voicemail, but that's another story. I got another call from another company called Golden Hawk. In fact, it was called goldenhawkgroup.com. So let's go and have a look at this particular group. Now, what I can also tell you is what scammers will do is they'll pass your details on to other parties, obviously for some sort of financial gain or some sort of payment, or possibly they're running multiple scams. And if you've had any sort of interest or you've been scammed before, you're a likely prime target for them. But let's go and check out goldenhawkgroup.com and see what they had to say. Here we are on the Golden Hawk website. Again, similar sort of layout. It's a templated website. We'll click on About Us. We'll have a quick look at that. Got some gobbledygook here. Generic photo. 28 skilled mentors. Okay, so not 160 like the last one. 6,500 clients. Well, that sounds familiar. Join a company with a rich history. If you go and do a quick search on Golden Hawk Group, you can see there's one page there. We've got something here, goldenhawk.co.india by the looks of things. goldenhawkimports.com, so a rich history. Golden Hawk Limited. I'm not seeing a whole lot of stuff around goldenhawkgroup.com, so there is no rich history anywhere here that I can see. There's a few Golden Hawk type companies, but not goldenhawkgroup.com, and you would imagine if they were anything of any significance, they would be plastered all over the internet. I'm not seeing that. So back to their webpage. Again, sign up page. We'll click on that. We'll have a look and see what it says on this particular page. Again, create a free account. Well, there's a bonus. Create an account. No doubt they'll ring you. Oh, look at that. This site is registered on wpml.org as a development site. Interesting. I don't know what WPML is. Let's go and have a look at that. Oh, look at that. WordPress multilingual plugin. Okay, so they've got some sort of multilingual plugin that they're trying to peddle on this site by the looks of things, or add to their scam, as it were. So they haven't even finished that off, so that's a bit sloppy of them. Now we'll click on Company House. So in theory, that should be taking us to something useful, but it's not. It's taking us back to the About Us page. We can click on that again. It's just going back to the About Us page. Any dead links or bad links is clearly a bad sign, and it definitely raises a red flag. We go into the help. Right, so on the help, they've got a whole bunch of frequently asked questions, but it's probably going to be meaningless. Now, it appears that they do have some sort of login details that you would be able to sign up for, but I would suggest it's pretty much a similar scam to Lionetix, where you go and invest with them. They get you to put your money into their Bitcoin wallet. They try and scam some more money out of you. They present you with some sort of web page which shows you're making great profits. And then basically at the end of it, they'll rip your money off, fly off into the sunset, and you'll never see it ever again. And you'll be left wondering, why did I invest in this? But again, we've got a domain name registered in October 2021, which doesn't bode for good reading. If we go back to here and we go back to the home page, we scroll down a bit. Very nice page. Well, sorry, very nice website template. We have got some crypto information here. Very interesting. We'll scroll down a little bit more. Keep on going. So supposedly this crowd is located in Romania in Bucharest. Not sure what these numbers are here, but the 44 is definitely a UK number. 74, I don't know about that, if it's 74 or 7. 7 is Russia. I'm not, possibly 74 is Romania, possibly. Again, we've got the generic support@goldenhawkgroup.com email address. Always seems to be called support for some reason. It's not info or anything like that. I did go and have a look at the Google Earth thing on here, but I couldn't see anything of any significance or any use. Certainly nothing mentioning Golden Hawk Group itself. We go and have a look at their Facebook page. Well, look at that. It's linking straight back to their page. Same with their Twitter. Click on the Facebook link. Takes you back to the goldenhawkgroup.com website. What a surprise. Now, I did have a conversation with these particular guys. Told them it was a scam. Yeah, like I say, go and check that video out. So this channel is primarily about frugal living and financial independence. The reason why we're covering scams is because you work hard for your money, you save it up for a better life for you and your family, and you don't want to get ripped off by these criminals and these scumbags. They're basically scumbags. That's what they are. So we want to make sure that you're preserving your money, you're investing in the right things, and you're living frugally so you can generate wealth for you and your family. But these guys must be targeted, they must be addressed, and they must be stopped. And the only way to do that is to make sure they get found out. Now, the thing that I really found interesting on this particular site was this dynamic crypto selection page here. So what I did is I was interested to see how this was generated, because this is not something you'd normally see on particular sites. So is this the actual correct amount as the time of writing of Bitcoin? So if we go and have a look on coinmarketcap.com, 41,492.14. What do we got over here? 41,412.90, whatever it was. 492.14. 41,492.14. 41,492.14. Okay, so it's pretty close. So I would suggest that potentially this is pretty close to what Bitcoin is selling for. So this is technically probably correct. But the thing that interests me, if I right-clicked on this, view page source, do a Control F, we're going to do a find for Acorn Crypto. Now, the reason is I've done a little bit of discovery on this before, and if we scroll across here in the code, we can see it's using the Acorn main WordPress theme. Now, that's okay, but we can see here, we've got this bit of code here. We can copy this little bit of code here, and we can put it into a new window. Let's go and have a look at that. So this is actually going to AcornCryptoLtd.com. We'll have a look at that. And lo and behold, this is that actual chart that comes up by itself with the updated numbers and all the rest of it, which is fine. If we go and have a look at AcornCryptoLtd.com, have a look at that. And lo and behold, it's virtually the same website. In fact, I checked the website, compared them with each other. Basically, the documents are the same, the help's the same. The only thing that's different is the company house, where they actually have an actual UK-based company for a company called AcornCryptoLtd. They've got the address on there. However, they haven't put any statements in for a couple of years there. And yeah, I did some more research on this. I actually got hold of the guy who had this name. It took me a couple of hours to do that. Sent him a message, got hold of him, sent him an email, never heard anything back. So clearly he wasn't interested to see his potential previous company being used as a potential scam. Now, there was no other information regarding this particular company that I could find in terms of it being used as a scam website, but because it's basically an exact replica of the goldenhawkgroup.com, let's go back up, let's have another look at that. Welcome to Golden Hawk. Welcome to Acorn. Welcome to Golden Hawk. Welcome to Acorn. Yeah, not good. So it's quite possible that this site is being used as a dummy site and ready for the next iteration of the scam once the current one, Golden Hawk Group, has done its dash, too many complaints, all that sort of thing, and then they'll maybe resurrect this Acorn site and you start using that. I wouldn't be surprised. If we have a look at the DNS history of this particular site, again, 11 changes, 3 drops recorded over 6 years. So first created in 2015, it's been dropped 3 times. So someone else bought it, someone else has bought it. Someone set it up in September the 2nd, 2021, or purchased it. It was created in October, ready to go again. And on and on and on we go. Here we go. It's laying the golden goose. Another golden goose for these scammers. So looking on Trustpilot for goldenhawkgroup.com, here we go. Here's a bad review. We've got a couple of excellent reviews. We've only got 15 in total, so it's a relatively new scam. This particular person, Beverly Martin, 2 reviews. Again, Australian, female. Read the rules of working with a broker to avoid surprises, no full stop. My mistake was that I did not read the terms of cooperation. That sounds unusual. Then it turned out that the broker takes a commission if you do not use your account for more than a month. Let's go and have a look a bit more at Beverly Martin here. And we can see here, she's got 2 reviews in total. And lo and behold, she's only been posting on Trustpilot for a week. What a surprise. She ordered some coffee beans, apparently. I order not for the first time. I order not for the first time. On the site there is a very large assortment of coffee and it pleases. Quickly call back and deliver. You are super. Scammer. Scam profile, fake profile, posting on Golden Hawk to make it sound semi-legit with a 3-star rating, which supposedly is okay, good, average. That's fine. It's not fine. As you've seen with the Golden Hawk and the Acorn, it's basically the same website. Exactly the same. I would also suggest it's probably run by the same group of scammers. Now, I did put a review on Trustpilot for this crowd, and I also put a second review in, and the reason being, if we went, not for Beverly Martin, but for Golden Hawk Group, if we had a look at their address, it says here, Canberra, Australia, and they actually had an address that was listed on here, which they've subsequently taken off. I made a complaint to Trustpilot. Trustpilot did nothing about it. They went back to Golden Hawk Group, who said, oh no, this guy's trying to trick us or trick you or do something with that. And then they changed their address so it didn't actually have the street address. Because what I actually found is I rang up this particular number here, didn't go anywhere. I looked at the street address on Google Earth. I found that there was a chemist in Australia. I sent them a couple of messages. I rung someone up. I got hold of them, asked them, does Golden Hawk Group live where you're supposedly located? And the answer was no. So there you go. Scam. Now, as part of a subsequently deleted bad message on Trustpilot for one of these companies, can't remember which one it was, someone put a 1-star review on there, say, yeah, these guys scammed me. I got my money back through a company called Privalrecovery.com. Interesting. This is known as a recovery scam. We're going to go to privalrecovery.com. We're going to go and have a look at their website. I'm going to show you what's wrong with their website. So here we are on the privalrecovery.com website. Got scammed and want to recover your stolen funds? We are specialists in dealing with online scams and fraud. We help victims retrieve and enforce reimbursement of stolen assets. Now, the problem with some of these particular sites, they're known as recovery scams. So first of all, you get scammed, and then you get hold of a crowd like this, and then they scam you for more money, and you never get your money back. You never, in fact, you lose more money. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. So why is this a scam? Well, let me tell you why. 5 years experience. According to the phone call I had, which I haven't recorded, we'll go and have a look at their DNS information here. So 5 years, actually created on the 12th of January 2022. So basically it's fresh, hot off the press. It's 3 weeks old, a little bit over 3 weeks old. This is not a 5-year-old company, not at all. On Trustpilot, they've got no reviews. I've run out of free uses on this DNS history report, so I really need to create a login account, but I'll do that some other time. Might be handy. Fresh off the boat, as it were, for a 3-week-old website. Go and have a look a bit more. Now, I did actually send them an email. I'll show you the email shortly. And the guy had a thick West African accent. So, unlikely to be from New York. Again, 92% happy clients, 562 successful cases. And I'd suggest in 3 weeks, that's pretty good going. 18 consultants. Here we go again. More false claims. And $3 million recovered. Very suspicious. So that'd make an average $5,338 of recovered money if it was true, which I fail to believe that it is. Carry on down. Now, here's the interesting bit here. Yes, I did go and have a look at their site. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I also had a look at their site, and this address was not 20 Cooper Square. Can't remember what it was, but it certainly was not this address here. Definitely different. So they've already changed it. If we have a look at this person here, Mila Sendler, I highly recommend them and thank them for their professionalism. It's a long but easy process. Wow, 3 weeks. Wow, very easy process. And let's go and save a picture of this person. We'll go and find her. Can we find her? And here we go. Once again, whole swag of her. She's a WordPress template person. Possibly could be Mila Kunis, which I don't really know, but whoever this person is, they are all over the show once again. So this is not a correct recommendation from a client, because this particular person here was never a client. Either that or they've never updated the photo, and they're basically frauding with their information, doing fraud with their information. Same with this guy here, Dennis. This guy, I think I've seen his photo before. Definitely seen this guy's photo. He's not called Dennis, that's for sure. He's called Mike Sender, I believe. So I did get hold of them. I spoke to the guy, or the guy rang me back. He was pretty insistent in ringing. He rang up at midnight New Zealand time. He also rang up at lunchtime New Zealand time, desperate to get hold of me. We'll go and have a look at his email. So here we go. I created a fake Outlook.com throwaway email address, sent them an email off to Prival Wealth Recovery. They're now called Prival Recovery, whichever one you want to choose. Sent them an email telling them I'd lost $6,000 in cryptocurrency scam from a company called Sharesies in New Zealand, who, by the way, is not a scamming company. They are a legitimate company, and that's who I invest in shares with, but they've got nothing whatsoever to do with cryptocurrency. But I had a statement on my bank account when I paid them some actual physical money, and that's the screenshot I used for Prival Recovery to say I'd been ripped off. Can you help me? Basically to make some contact with them. Dear John, I hope this email finds you well. Kindly reply this mail with the evidence of payment in which you would like Prival Wealth Recovery to help you treat a chargeback on. So again, not good English, bad English, poor English. Also, we would like to have your full name and phone number included in your reply mail. Regards, Prival Support, privalrecovery.com. So they haven't even spelt their email signature correct. That's a red flag in itself. I did eventually get a phone call from this crowd. They rung at least twice, 3 times, a couple of times at midnight. I just didn't want to answer the phone at midnight. They also rang me at lunchtime. I did answer the phone. I basically told the guy that thanks very much for ringing back, but I've found another method to get my money back, and don't worry about it. He sounded a bit dejected, to be fair. He wanted to try. He said, no, look, we can get not 3 times your money back. We can get You know, instead of getting $6,000 back, which is the amount that I claimed I'd been scammed off with, he said we can get back $9,000 and we can do it literally within a week. And I'd provided them nothing except a small snippet of a bank statement of me paying $6,000 for legitimate shares. That was it. No other details, just a phone number, a name, and yeah, all of a sudden he can get the money back. Well, I don't believe it. And he also had a thick West African accent, very thick. So the red flags with this particular company: the thick West African accent, the WhatsApp payment method, again, no CEOs, no chief financial officers, no history, recent domain name, the list goes on, fake photos of website template things. We'll see what else we've got here. Supposedly millions of clients, nothing on the web about this particular company. Another sure sign of a scam or a recovery scam website is generally if they're overseas based, i.e. not the Western world, they're typically very poor at spelling and or sentence structure. That's the other thing. So if you have a look here, why you need the top investigators. We are experts in this field. We employ a tactical and comprehensive cyber security investigation model which is unique and has never failed. Bonus. We are swift in responding to cases. The entire processes are handled consecutively to ensure quick success, that most cases get a resolution within the first few weeks. The entire processes are handled yeah. No, it's still not adding up here. Did you loose your crypto coins, funds, NFT or asset to an unregulated broker, scam or fraud scheme with an incredibly challenging team? We are here for you. That is bad English. More bad English. Investment scams will often get you to transfer your fund or crypto coin for the promise of a supposed interest, and they disappear. Dishonest binary traders are littered over the internet, looting unsuspecting victims. If you lost money via dubious binary scam, should be scams, we've got you covered. I don't think they've got us covered at all. Yep, view all our services. Well, it's the same page. Yep, so no reviews because they're fresh out of the gate, 3 weeks old. 12th of the 1st, 2023 when they registered. They're not experts, they're scammers. 2 address changes in the last 3 weeks. Okay, so clearly they're not the recovery experts and they clearly do not reply immediately, so they're probably asleep somewhere overseas, somewhere, but not the US, definitely not New York. Avoid this crowd like the plague. There we go, that pretty much wraps it up. We've looked at Lionetix, we've looked at... What else have we looked at? We've looked at AcornCryptoLtd.com, we've looked at GoldenHawkGroup.com, we've looked at a Prival Recovery.com, recovery scam. We've looked at how to look at these things via DNS, historic DNS records or domain name records. We've also looked at reverse image searches via Google. We've looked at the source code from some of these websites so you can figure out which particular template they're using, which might give additional clues onto some of these scams. And we haven't covered Hyperverse. That's a completely different animal, a completely different scam. If you want to check that one out here. But we're not going there on this particular video. And we've also looked at Trustpilot and fake reviews and potentially looking at Facebook to go and check out some of these potential reviewers and these companies to see if they're legit or not and what they're saying is true or not. That's about all the time we've got for in this particular video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you've learned something, more importantly. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell notification for more, and we'll see you in the next video. Catch you later. Bye-bye.